Yo, what's happening, guys? This is very bad, but it's like there's not much we can do about it for the moment. Instead of, well, the only thing that we can do about it is just let people know what's going on. Uh, this is a very bad circumstance. Someone, I don't even know if I dare make this video because this person might see it, but someone threatened to shoot up a local school around here and shoot up another one. They pretty much decided to put out a threat on Snapchat, and it was reposted out through Facebook, and they said that if you give them names, then they'll go and kill that person. And then that post was taken down, and then later someone posted something on, the same person posted something on Snapchat, and it was also reposted onto Facebook, and they were saying that they were going to shoot up the vocational tech school in our county, and then they were going to shoot up the school that I go to. And this is like a very big threat, and a lot of people are taking lightly to it because something like this hasn't happened. Our around the Nanticoke area, the Nanticoke area released a statement about this, and so did the Bloomsburg Police Department, which is the town that I'm in now. And pretty much they both said that this kid is not a harm to our schools and to our society and to our community. Well, one, that's wrong, because if you have a kid who's threatening to shoot up a school and Votech, I don't really know how that is not a threat. That's obviously a threat, and it's a threat one because you have no idea when he's going to do it, and two, you have no idea where he's going to do, like you have no idea when or where or how he's going to do it, or how he's going to kill people in the school. He could have changed his mind. He could have said, I'm gonna go and shoot up, a a supermarket, a mini mart, a gym somewhere, so a restaurant, anywhere. So saying that he's not a threat, or the person who did this, I'm not going to assume gender, because I know the person's gender. I'm not going to say anything. But to say that this kid might not do this, or is not going to do this, to assume that is wrong, because you're assuming that, and you don't know. You have no facts for it. And for a police department to put this out is wrong, because there's people in this town that I feel like have more common sense than the whole police department. And then they said that this wasn't directed at an organization or a location or a specific person. It was directed towards the school, towards the students at school. So for the police department to say that this was not directed towards a specific group of people or a specific place, that is just outrageous. And it's not only that, it's a whole lot of other things. But I'm putting this out there because I feel like I have to. It's like if I knew about if I knew about one of my friends going to do something like this, I wouldn't just let that happen. I would feel guilty if I didn't do anything about it. So that's why I'm putting this out here. It's like, something like that. But anyway, the user, there's nothing on his account anymore, because I think either Facebook or Snapchat or even him may have took this down. My friend found out about this through me, and there's something being done about that. Votech might cancel school, but I don't think Bloomsburg will. And I think a lot of people are taking lightly to this. When if you have somebody's going to threaten to shoot up a school, I don't think that's something that you should take lightly. If you have somebody that's gonna threaten you with a gun or a knife or anything, that's not something that I think should be taken lightly. That's something that I think multiple people should be investigating. And we I did put in a call to the police department, and they did say that they are doing something about it. And they said that there's multiple calls in there, but you shouldn't have anything to worry about. But if we don't have confidence in our own police department, then how are we not supposed to worry? Like, why should we not worry? You know? And it's just I don't know. I don't understand why somebody would do something like this, and it's like it happens everywhere. I mean, it's not obviously not just here. You've got the hundreds and hundreds of school shootings everywhere, but you know, and I said this to all my friends. It's like I said, if you go tomorrow, you're putting your life and you're carrying your life in your own hands. And it's like it's not something that you can just predict what's gonna happen, because you can't. And it's not something that I want to happen, but I'm just saying that if it did happen and if I was there, uh, I I wouldn't just sit in a corner crying. Like, a lot of people take me as somebody who can't fight and who's just a sissy about everything, and who just backs off and just is scared. Well, I'm not. It's just like, and a lot of people would say that they'd act all tough and everything, but half the people would be just crying in a corner. But me, that's like, honestly, right hand up to God. That's literally, I would I would be, I'm serious here. Like, I'm not gonna tell you any lies. Like, I'm serious here. What I'm saying, from my opinion and from my own voice, is true. I would I think that I would risk my life to have all the other kids live. It's like I'd fight for my friends' lives, because that's how deeply I care for them. And it's something that obviously is really terrible. It's something that I wish that wouldn't happen around the world. So anyway, the cops are doing something about this, but that doesn't quench it. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be over. Just because the cops are doing something about it doesn't mean that it's over. Like, they said that they're doing something about it, and this kid's not a threat to the school and everything, and these guns aren't his. Look at the Marjory Stoneman Douglas shooter. Those guns were his, but the kid had a key to the lock. Like, there's no difference. Like, the kid had a key to the lock. He had easy access. I don't think any kid should have easy access to a gun, unless obviously if you're trusted. Like, I mean, I get going to a gun range, but I don't think, like, because the thing that happened in Florida with the Marjory Stoneman Douglas shooting, the kid wasn't really the kid was not well known with the people who took him in after his mother died. He wasn't well known, and he asked if he could store his guns in there, and they said yeah, but they gave him a key to the safe without knowing what his intentions were. You have to know what somebody's intentions are before you do something. Like, I'm not gonna give somebody a car if I don't know what they're gonna do with it. Like, if I owned a car, I wouldn't let somebody borrow it if I didn't know that they were gonna bring it back or not. But yeah. So those are just my thoughts on this, and it's obviously a terrible situation, and I hope it doesn't happen. But I'll try to alert a lot of my friends about the whole situation, and if something like this does happen, I'm gonna feel really guilty, because I'm not going to school tomorrow, because I don't want to risk my life but you know, I obviously don't want this to happen, but yeah, so that's just my thoughts on everything, and that's all the information that we do know by now. I did put in a complaint to the cops when they said that they've been getting numerous complaints and they're working for something. And my last final word is, just because they say that they're going to try and work on doing something about it, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be okay. It's not. So that's just my thoughts on this situation, and I will see you guys in the next video. Please don't take this lightly. If it didn't happen in your area, it can happen anywhere. Goodbye.